This trip has certainly been an adventure so far. My original plan was to take the red eye on New Year's Eve from Houston, Texas down to Santiago, Chile. I was then going to go into the country, get a bus, and go over the Andes to Mendoza, Argentina to start the tour. Here's the problem. When I got to Santiago, they wouldn't let me into the country because of COVID. I don't have COVID. I'm fully vaccinated, passed the test, but apparently I had to submit proof of that 14 days ago, and there was no one at the airport that could actually authenticate it on the spot. So I was not allowed in the country. However, my bag with all of my gear went into the country, and I couldn't get it back. I couldn't get a baggage claim to get it. I couldn't talk to anyone with the airline because they were also on the other side of immigration. So I had to quickly book a flight from Santiago to Mendoza. So I got to Mendoza. I'm here right now. My bag is still in Santiago. And hopefully I get it by tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to have some serious trouble with this trip. I've been wearing these saved clothes for 3 days now. And if I don't get it by tomorrow, I either have to rent my gear or I have to figure out some other way of doing this trip. We took a bus here to Penitentes. We're going to get all of our gear packed and be ready to hike first thing in the morning. We're at Confluencia, which is the first camp along the way. We're going to be doing a day hike up to Plaza Francia just to get us up at elevation and get us acclimatized. And then we're going to be spending a lot of time just relaxing here, eating a lot, drinking a lot of water, and just trying to get our bodies totally acclimatized so that we're ready for the medical clearance that we need in order to get us up to base camp. After one of the hardest hikes of my life, we made it to base camp, Plaza de Mulas. They call it that because this is the highest place that the mules will actually bring our luggage. Everything else we have to carry from here. It's also the highest place that helicopters will actually come to rescue people if needed. It's the last bastion of civilization. There's Wi-Fi here. It's slow, but there's Wi-Fi. We've got a full kitchen, full meals here. There's a shower, which is a relief. There's even an art gallery. We're going to take a day to rest here, and then we're going to be going up to Camp 1 and doing a few hikes back and forth just to get us acclimatized to that elevation, as well as to start hauling gear up there. I just made it to Camp 1, and I was wrong about saying that base camp was the hardest hike of my life. So far, this has been. And I guess that from here on out, it's going to keep getting harder. But we did about 4 hours up the side of about a 45-degree rock slide. So I'm looking forward to just relaxing. But it is gorgeous up here.
Camp 2 wasn't any easier, especially since we're carrying all of our gear. It's actually not that much harder of a hike. It's just there's less oxygen and there's more snow. I had to take a break even when we weren't supposed to, and I was the last one in, so I'm not sure about making the summit, but I will do my best. Much of this trip is just sitting around trying to take care of our health and trying to acclimate. We're up here at Camp 2, and I've spent much of my time sleeping in the tent, hanging out, just trying to drink a lot of water and trying to get my body feeling better. I had a headache. I think that's gone now, but my digestive system and just the rest of my body is not feeling up for the next couple of days. Tomorrow we hike up to Camp 3, spend the night, and then we have an 8-hour hike up to the summit. And I'm not sure how that's going to go. So I'm just trying to take it very slow here because everything at this elevation takes time. I mean, my heart beats just getting up and going to the bathroom, just the activity of trying to walk out into the snow. So we'll see how it works. We just got the tent set up at Camp 3, and this is by far the highest and most tired I've ever been. I don't know if I'm going to the summit tomorrow. I don't really want to keep everyone waiting because I am by far the slowest, but we'll see how it goes. But it sure is amazing up here.
After a very windy and sleepless night, we were up at 3 o'clock in the morning getting our gear ready and heading out to make our final push for the summit. I made it as far as I could, but unfortunately I didn't have the strength to continue, so I turned around. In talking with the guides, we decided it was better for me to turn around sooner rather than later because the higher we got, the more difficult it was going to be for me and the less likely I was to be able to get down under my own power. We were above the point where it was really possible to do any sort of major rescue, so the guides would have to be bringing me down if anything happened, and that would leave the rest of the group either with one guide or they'd have to come back down with us. So I headed back down and I got to enjoy 48 hours in the highest place I'd ever been at Camp 3, which was higher than Kilimanjaro. Got to enjoy the view. I did something I'd never done before, and I got to see things I had never seen.